Jonte and Rich. It's Monday, December 16th. 877-937-1047. Call us. Text us. Text JJR. Whatever's on your mind to 96893. Listen to this. I got a DM. And the person in the direct message said, I'm too high to type this, so I'm just going to say it. So they left me a voice message on my Instagram. And it was in reference to Haley, who, remember, had all these amazing coincidences with Kyle. And her mom is Winifred, very similar to Winifred.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Check this out.
So I'm listening to the podcast, and I can't type this out, but Haley this morning, and how you're like, she is Kyle. She is Kyle. What if Haley was trying to take over Kyle's life? And we don't even know, but she's like dressed exactly. She has a camouflage jacket, just like Kyle. Her hair. She watches all the videos, so she's like watching them install like her extensions, and she's like, I want this. And we're just like laughing, and we're like, we don't even know that she's really going to jail for like stalking. Oh my God.
Dang.
That's one way to let yourself go. Let your brain go places.
I definitely don't want to let my brain go there. That would be very creepy.
Oh, man. Peyton, why do you say that the Lord is calling you?
Well, because of the last 12 hours, I've almost died twice. Literally, I feel like I've almost been taken out and like I was going to be the one with the Lord. Yesterday, I had just went to the grocery store and I was walking to my car, and next thing you know, I'm probably 6 inches from one car and they back out going like 15 miles per hour. I was like, whoa, like I stopped dead in my tracks. I was like, okay, you obviously didn't see me. And then I wanted to be mad, but then again, I was like, okay, accidents happen. But then again, I'm like, why are you reversing that fast? Like, that's kind of insane.
Like they stopped like an inch from your knee?
Like literally
Oh my
stopped.
gosh.
Like,
Isn't that a TikTok trend right now,
so
too?
Scary. What?
That whole thing, the cars back out, they come up behind you and they stop. They come
I
really
haven't
fast.
seen that.
Oh yeah,
That's a terrible trend.
I know. One of the videos. A lot of the videos are how they backfired and people got hit by the car.
Oh.
The thing is, the car comes up. You're you're facing the camera. Car comes up behind you really fast and screeches and stops inches from the back of your knee. And the videos, there's one or two that work, and the rest of them are them not working.
That's terrible.
I'm glad I wasn't a part of that TikTok trend. He apologized and stuff, but I was like,
he got out of the car or what?
No, he just like rolled down his window. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So I was like, all right, it's cool, but like drive safe, please. And then on the way into work this morning, I'm on like the right lane because I'm about to get off on the exit, and I like see behind me there's this like car that's going like really, really fast, like unusually fast, and I'm going like 75 miles per hour. So I'm like, you're going at least 20 miles faster than me. And I'm driving, and I'm like, this man is not slowing down, and there's a whole line of cars next to me, so I can't get over to my left. So eventually I'm like, okay, I need to pull over onto the side of the road. This man is not slowing down. I pulled over. He didn't slow down, didn't put his brakes on once, literally zoomed by, no joke, going 95 miles per hour.
Dang.
I was like, I honked at him. I was like, slow down. Like, you were going incredibly fast at 4 o'clock in the morning this morning. Like, that's insane.
If you didn't pull over, do you think he would have just like smashed right into you?
I do.
Maybe
100% I do.
Maybe there's something wrong with his car and he was stopped. He's like, move over.
You would think you would honk, though, right?
Yeah,
You would honk.
Yeah, that was-
Honk, you no, he was either one, he wasn't paying attention, or two, he just did not care. He almost
You
ran
had a
me over.
final destination last couple of days.
Yeah,
You better
so
stay put, girl.
That's the
You
plan.
know, I went hiking. I'm going through this hiking phase right now. And you just reminded me of something with the honk. I went to my friend's house to go meet him Saturday morning. And there were these two old ladies on bikes and helmets. They had helmets on, they had bikes, and they were old. And they were like wearing bright pink colors. And they were like, it was like they were best friends going on their bike ride. And they were in front of my friend's house. He's got a long driveway. And I pull up in my car and I roll down the window and they go, we were just wondering, what kind of tree is that in your yard? And I was like, well, it's not my yard. I said, I don't know. I go, but I'll find out. Oh, that'd be nice. So I call my friend right from the driveway, and he bloops me right away because his wife is sleeping, and he's just like texts me, goes, just meet me at the garage.
Right.
And I'm like, I call him again, he bloops me. I go, hey, he's not answering the phone. They go, well, anyway, have a nice day. And they take off riding their bikes. And I pull up to my friend's driveway. I go, dude, these two old ladies are outside your driveway and they want to know what kind of tree it is. Oh, it's a maple. And I'm like, oh, I need to tell him that now. I go, I can't. He goes, I can't like move on until I tell these ladies so they know like I'm a nice guy. That I'm not just blowing smoke up their ass. So I get in his truck, passenger side. He peels out. We go driving down the driveway. He goes, were they walking? I go, no, they were old ladies with pink helmets on, and and he goes, all right, so he drives down the street now, and they're gone. Like, I can't find them. And he goes, let's just go on the hike. All right. So he turns down the street to go on the hike, and I see them there they are. There they are.
Hot on their pursuit.
So he goes fast up behind him, and then he goes, I'm just going to pull next to him. And I go, okay, because they're old, right? And I'm like, I dare you to honk right now. I dare you. I mean, there was I know, but when you said the guy was going to honk on your car, that made me think of the story. I would have never told the story. So I roll down the window, right? And I roll down the window. He drives up next to him, and they're riding really slow. And they look over, and I go, "Hey, it's Maple. It's a maple." And they're like, oh God, thank you so much. I'm like, no problem. And I just totally felt like I did my good deed for the
There
day.
you go. You're done. You didn't need a hike at that point. You're fine.
Oh, you're so stupid. Anyway. And apparently at one point, this tree was the tallest tree in Arizona.
Oh, wow.
That tree they were asking about?
Yeah. So that's why there's a whole. So that's why when you see it, it's a pretty amazing looking tree. So I can see why they were. It's not like, I think he said it was maple. I think it was maple.
Can you go back and check? No, I need to know.
I'm going hiking today. Anyway. Kyle, where were you this weekend? It's kind of funny because we all work together. We see each other. We know each other, things going on in each other's lives. Not once did I hear that you were going to this amazing place over the weekend.
We didn't talk a lot. Last week, I feel like there was high stress. It's like everyone's getting ready for the holidays.
Stressful, yeah, for sure.
Like, where the hell is she?
There wasn't a whole lot of time for outside conversation at work last week. But yeah, so my family and I, we always like to do a little Christmas staycation, and a lot of the resorts in the Valley and in Tucson and all over the place do Christmas things, right? So my family and I went to JW Star Pass in Tucson. They have like a big Christmas thing going on there, and it was so perfect. Like, I feel like a lot of the resorts that have gotten like, years and years of this kind of thing under their belt, they get like so insanely packed that it's almost unenjoyable to go, really. But this was like the perfect amount of people. It was a gorgeous setup. It wasn't like too overwhelming, but it was like the quintessential Christmas experience. So they have these like this giant tree set up in their like big courtyard area, and around it they have these like plastic igloos that they've transformed with like furniture inside, a little record player, and they like have a little fire pit right outside of it to do s'mores and hot chocolate, and it was just like so perfect. We did brunch with Santa, and the whole time I'm like, are my kids going to go anywhere near Santa? Because they're not into Santa, as they are not into the Easter Bunny or any other person in, some sort of costume. They're like, Mom, we know how it works, right? Like, Santa's really busy, so this is like just an assistant. And I'm like, okay, but I feel like we should probably just get a picture, right? And it was maybe about 15 minutes of conversation. And at the end of brunch, we were walking out, and my kids took a picture with Santa.
Right.
I was like, you guys, this is the best weekend ever. Right now is the best weekend ever. So we had a great time. Highly recommend it. They have a life-size gingerbread house inside the lobby. And one of the guys was telling me they're 2 feet shy of actually having to get city permits for this thing.
Oh, that must be
so
Do you eat it?
massive.
Can you take
It's all
bites?
edible. Like, it's gingerbread.
But they let you eat it?
I don't think they let you eat it because they want other people to be able to
it'd be
see
kind of
what an
gross.
experience.
All these bite marks
Just
out
eat
of
the
it.
left wall.
would be pretty gross.
Keep the rest
You know
up.
what? My wife was telling me too. So you were at the JW Marriott Star Pass in Tucson.
Yep.
That the JW Marriott here is either starting next year or starting something like that. Maybe this is the JW Marriott thing. They're going to start doing Christmas everywhere.
Cool.
Could be. And even they were saying like they're trying to build every year and do more and more and more. Like the igloos and the whole big setup they didn't have that last year. So they're building on it.
Oh, you hit it right in the right
I
stride.
know, it was amazing.
Well, we got pictures. Kyle's got pictures up. I saw a bunch of them on our Instagram at John Jane Rich. Kyle, let's come up with 3 things you need to know.
I found this to be kind of crazy, like a insane coincidence, sort of. The United Healthcare CEO killing suspect, Luigi Mangione,
Yeah.
and Sean Diddy Combs' lawyers are married.
That is weird.
So the woman
What?
representing the suspected killer of the CEO is married to the man who is representing Diddy in his sex trafficking cases.
That's crazy.
That's what I said.
And
I was
they are
like,
getting
what
to that bag because it is going to be a lot of money to defend either one of them.
Yeah. I was like, I saw that. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's great. Like, isn't that like, what are the chances of that?
Two of the
what a
biggest
coincidence.
stories in the news, not only just in the news, but also in pop culture.
Yeah.
Their dinner should be a podcast.
Yeah.
When they get together and talk about stuff. Amazing.
Yeah. I guess the wife, she was, they were both lawyers obviously before, but she had to quit her job because their connection had her like recusing herself from cases. So she quit her job and then joined his private practice.
Wow.
I know, it's wild, right? Intermittent fasting, you guys, it's become a huge trend, but it may have a surprising side effect. Less hair. Researchers have actually discovered that fasting might put the brakes on hair regeneration. Just to put it out there, everybody's different. Everybody's bodies are affected by weight loss and that kind of thing differently. But they say this may just be a reminder that intermittent fasting isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. As with any health trend, individual responses can sort of vary. Just if you are having issues with that, talk to your healthcare provider.
I've been intermittent fasting for about 2 years. I also am suffering massive hair loss. In fact, I haven't had a haircut in a while. In fact, I got a DM yesterday. I read it this morning. This says, because my hair's kind of long, they said, stop tattooing your head. Because I figure my hair's long. Maybe you can see the tattoo more on my head. But it's just so funny the things people say. But, I mean, I don't know, man. I was losing my hair way before I was intermittent fasting.
That's true.
That's true. So, but like I said, it's different for everyone. You know, you may be intermittent fasting and not have any issue with hair loss at all, or it may be affecting you a lot. And then maybe that's some topic that you can bring up to your doctor. So I did not know this, and I always see those cars that drive around and they're all festive. They're decked out in Christmas lights. I'm like, what a festive person. How fun is that? But chances are at one point they will be pulled over because that happened to a woman in Wyoming. Her Ford Mustang was completely decked out with Christmas lights, and she actually ended up getting pulled over. And the cop was like, just a reminder, like, you can't have any lights on your car that are red or blue. Because cars behind you may think you're an officer, or they may get confused, or in any case, it's illegal.
That makes sense.
So try to use your festive energy in other
purple.
areas of your life.
Just go purple.
Or go purple. It's not necessarily always associated with Christmas, but could work in some way, shape, or form. But just putting that out there, just so you know.
I've seen a couple of those cars riding around town.
I know, me too. And I'm always like, oh, how fun is that? But yeah, they could be getting ticketed. And yeah, so just a reminder. And that's 3 things you need to know.
Let's get the horoscopes. Peyton, what's the vibe today?
I'm going to tell you how each zodiac sign handles holiday stress.
877-937-1047. Call us right now to get your sign read. Good morning, Lisa. What's your sign?
Only the best sign ever, Virgo.
Word.
Yes, you and John Jay, Lisa are Virgos today. And you guys are the holiday perfectionists. Honestly, John Jay, I don't think this relates to you because you have such an angel on earth as Blake. If you were single, I think this might be you. But Virgo spends hours and hours organizing their gifts, planning their holidays, and ensuring nothing goes wrong. And stress hits when things aren't going to be perfect. So tip for you Virgos this holiday season is to just let a little chaos in, and it's a part of the holiday charm.
Oh, I don't know how easy that's going to be.
I know, but it's okay, Lisa. Take a deep breath this holiday season.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Lisa. Bye-bye.
Bye.
How about for Libras?
Yeah, Libra, you're the peacekeeper. So Libra's stress, it stems from navigating family drama or deciding between 2 equally cute Christmas sweaters. So you just want everybody to vibe. So a tip for my Libras this holiday season, set boundaries when needed and don't overthink your aesthetic because your energy is what's going to make the holidays.
Oh, I like that. My energy is the aesthetic.
Yes, is the vibe, for sure.
Gotta keep it up. Gotta keep it positive.
How about for Pisces?
Yeah, Richie, you're my little emotional elf this holiday season. Pisces, you feel everyone's stress as if it's your own, and you're stressed about who's stressed. So a tip for my Pisces this season, unplug from social media for a little bit and focus on the cozy, dreamy parts of the holiday season that you love.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah.
And that is very accurate for Pisces. We worry about how everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
How about Leos?
Leos, we are the host with the most. Leos, we stress about making Christmas IG perfect. The tree, the lights, the fit. We want all eyes on our festive glow up. And a tip for our Leos this holiday season is remember that you shine no matter what. And the group photos will look amazing even without a ring light.
All right, if we didn't get to your sign there, I'll post it. JohnJaneRich.com. John Jane Rich, time for Stacks and Hacks. A poll asked people what they plan for New Year's resolutions for 2025. It's the same, You rarely hear anything different, although I do have a different one for me, but thought we'd ask Alexa. Alexa, can you give us the answer for what are Americans' resolutions for the new year?
Here are some New Year's resolutions for Americans for 2025. Groundbreaking stuff here. Lose weight, save money, and be happier. They're the same ones you said in 2020, and 2021, and 22, 23, and 24. But don't worry. I'm here to remind you daily about that yoga app you bought and never opened. Cheers to another year of setting goals you'll forget by February. Let me know if you need help ordering kale. Happy New Year.
You know, I did a New Year's resolution 2 years ago that I've never really heard anybody say, and I'm still hold to it, and it's pretty fun to do. It's pretty amazing, where I never turn down water. And it's crazy how many people offer you water. Like, I'll be out and I'm fine. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll take it. And then they look at me and I'm like, oh, it's a New Year's resolution.
I've never ever heard that resolution before.
It's crazy how many people offer you water. Try it. Just try it for a day. And you're like, oh my God, that's a lot of
Would
water.
you like a water? Okay.
Did Santa wrap your gifts when you were a kid? Peyton?
Nope.
Kyle?
Nope.
Rich?
Yes, definitely.
Really?
Yeah, my mom was way into
No,
that.
Santa.
And Santa.
Santa didn't wrap gifts either, but apparently he almost always does now, is what they say. But Santa, when we were little, didn't do that.
I always heard Santa didn't have the time.
Right.
One-stop shop.
I know.
Right?
Well, he's got more time now, I guess. This is something you probably always want to know, how to walk on ice. The best way to walk on ice, they say, is like a penguin. Keep your knees relaxed, point your feet slightly outward, and take small shuffling steps. Shuffle, shuffle. That way the ice
If
won't
you're in
break.
the Midwest today, they got way iced over. So walk like a penguin.
A man in Arizona has been charged with stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars in crypto from victims while pretending to be an Uber driver. I don't understand how this works. I read it over and over again to figure out how he did it. It makes no sense to me. He'd pull up, say he was an Uber driver, then he would borrow the person's phone and then steal their crypto. If you take my phone, you cannot steal crypto. I do not have crypto. I don't understand how that works.
Yeah.
This is something kind of cool, probably why so many people run for president, because I always sit there and go, why would anyone want to be president of the United States? Apparently, former presidents get free postage for life.
Well, that right there. I mean, after sending out Christmas cards and the prices of stamps are ridiculous, let's all run.
Do you hear about Conan O'Brien's parents?
Yeah.
Both
Sad.
parents died last week. His father died on Monday. His mother passed on Thursday. They've been married since 1958. They were in their 90s.
Oh.
Wow.
That happened to my grandparents did that. They died within like a week of each other. Moana 2, #1 movie for like the third week
Yeah,
in a row.
globally, it's like almost at $1 billion right now. It's insane.
I guess I thought Wicked was just going to run through everything and just win until the end of the year. And along comes Moana.
Yeah, but I thought
Moana.
like Moana, like I feel like there wasn't much hype about it. Like it was about the live action movie, not
know.
Moana 2. So I'm really shocked to
It's
see that.
surprising.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Adam Sandler surprised everybody on Saturday Night Live?
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Also, Quentin Tarantino was on the Joe Rogan podcast talking about Yellowstone, and he pissed off a bunch of Yellowstone people.
Well, because he said it was like a soap opera.
But he's
Right.
right. It is like a
But
soap
aren't
opera.
all
Yellowstone. I
dramas?
didn't really get around to watching Yellowstone the first 3 years or so. And then I watched like the first season. I go, wow, this is great. I've always been a big Kevin Costner fan. But at the end of the day, it's all just a soap opera. They've introduced you to a bunch of characters, and then everything is just the compellingness of the soap opera. So the difference between is I'll see a good Western movie and I'll remember it for the rest of my life. It built to an emotional climax of some degree, but there's a payoff to it. But there's not a payoff on this stuff.
He's talking about the difference between TV and movies, is what he was saying. And he said in the TV shows, kind of keep going through the next season. You don't really remember as much as when you see a movie and they have the moment, and then you're out.
The payoff is the hours of entertainment you get.
Exactly.
That's true.
What do you got for life hacks, Rich?
Do you have John Jay, a real tree, fake tree, or no tree at your house?
Right now, we have no tree.
No tree. Kyle, fake or real?
Fake.
Peyton, any tree?
Yeah, it's fake and it's about 3 feet tall. It's very cute.
Little Charlie Brown tree. I have a fake tree. And a lot of people say that the reason they don't like fake trees is because it doesn't really smell like Christmas inside your place anymore. So here's the hack. Your Christmas tree may be fake, but you can still enjoy the scent of a fresh cut tree. Here's what we do. Take the air filter from your furnace and pick up a bottle of pine essential oil, which I just looked for on Amazon. Pine needle essential oil, and it's about $6. And you just need a little. A little goes a long way. Less than 10 drops. Then you put the filter back in and open up your registers. Sit back, and the piney aroma will fill your home for weeks. weeks. Isn't that fun? And
I like
under
that.
$6. Try that. That life hack's up at johnjandrich.com.
Text us. Text JJR, whatever's on your mind, to 96893. I don't know if anyone is like this. I don't know if you're like this. And I'm going to bet no. But I did something this weekend, and it partially is out of extreme laziness, but partially it was because of a compliment. So I told you guys about a month or so ago, I bought a bunch of T-shirts from the Gap, right? They're $4. Black Friday sale. And somehow by mistake, I'm normally a 2X. By mistake, I bought 2 single extra large shirts. And I wore one in here a week or so ago, and I put it on my Instagram, and I said, is this shirt too small? And nobody said it was too small. And I was like, wow. That's where I think the body dysmorphia comes in, or I'm like, oh man, maybe I can pull off an extra large. So I was a guest on a podcast Friday, and before I came in the show Friday, I opened up right out of the bag, fresh, a new black extra large Gap T-shirt. I wore it in the studio Friday. After I was done with the show, I went and I worked out, but I didn't wear it with the T-shirt. I took off my T-shirt, I worked out. Then I went home and I did my sauna, I did everything. And then I had a dinner Friday night. Oh, I went and I did the podcast. I put it on and I went to the podcast where I was a guest on the podcast. And the guy that was the host of the podcast, named Tyler, he complimented the T-shirt and how fit I looked.
That's good.
Right? And I was like, okay, this T-shirt's working, this extra large working, right? So then I went to dinner that night. Pretty fancy dinner with some new friends. We went to Steak 44. And I was like, Blake got all dressed up. You get dressed up for Steak 44. This T-shirt had a pocket on it, which to me is a dressed up shirt.
Fancy shirt.
It is.
$4 Gap shirt, pocket on the front, fancy. So I wore it to dinner, and I felt pretty good, right? So that's one day of wearing the shirt. Next day, Saturday, got to go. My wife wanted to go see the U of A Arizona Wildcats take on the UCLA Bruins basketball here at Footprint Center. And my shirt was hanging on I just kind of throw my shirt, I throw my clothes on the floor. And my jeans were rolled up on the floor, and the shirt was on the floor. And I was like, put that shirt back on. So I put the shirt back on. I slept in the shirt.
Ew,
I slept in the
okay.
shirt.
I think that shirt's done for
Then I
the day.
put the shirt back on Saturday, and I took the lint roller, and I lint rolled it, and I was like, clean, fresh shirt. And I wore it to the basketball game on Saturday, okay? I don't think I did anything Saturday night, but I know that later I did take a shower, whatever, and I put the shirt back on and hung out, and I ate my wife's cookies. Yesterday, so now it's Sunday, I got to go to the Cardinals game, Cardinals-Patriots game. I put on a pair of jeans, I took a shower, I put on a pair of jeans. There's the shirt balled up in the corner. I'm like, I'm going to put that shirt on again.
No.
I put the shirt on again, and I took the lint roller, lint rolled it up. There were some cookie crumbs on the top, lint rolled the cookie crumbs off, put it back on. I'm like, I wonder, I'm going to tell Blake. No, I'm not going to tell Blake because she's going to make me take off the shirt.
Yeah.
But I'm going to see if anyone knows. It didn't smell bad. I put the shirt on. I wore
You
it.
can't smell anything. It
It's
probably
true.
did smell bad.
I wore it to the Cardinals game yesterday. And then from the Cardinals game, I went to the Suns game. And I wore it to the Suns game. When I got home last night, that shirt looked destroyed to me.
Yeah, it
but I
should.
took the lint brush and I lint brushed it off. And then I slept in it again. So I slept in it 3 nights in a row.
That is actually
I wore
gross.
one shirt Friday to Sunday.
Wow.
I know. I could survive on Survivor.
I would say if you didn't leave your house like a lot of people don't do on the weekend,
No,
maybe that's okay. But you were like 5 different events.
It was crazy.
Right, with all 5 different event germs. If I was one of those people at the Cardinals game that was taking pictures with you and I heard you telling this story right now, I would be so mad because I'm all up in your armpit with
Yeah.
your armpit juices from the court.
I had to shower like 5 times.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. Nice guy. A little wafty. Nice guy.
My friend Justin, I had to tell somebody. So last night I texted him at 6:46 last night. I go, hey, I meant to tell you the T-shirt I was wearing. I wore all day Friday, Saturday, and today. I was too lazy to walk into my closet. And he goes, ha 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 ha. So he didn't say gross.
He wanted to.
Yeah. In his head, he said gross, and then he said, "What do I text back? Because can't text gross."
Yeah,
I'll text ha 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 ha.
What I don't get is you bought like 40 of them.
I know.
You
I have a
could've put it
stack in the bag. They're all still in their bags.
You could have
Open
just
up a
thrown
new
in a
one.
fresh
Those
one.
are 2X. Now I got to throw this away. I'm an XL now. No,
That's cool. That's now the new golden boy.
Yeah, I have 2XLs now. I got to wash those. I don't want to wear them out.
Yeah.
So I got to wear them a lot, and in between washes.
I don't understand the sleeping in it is actually almost grosser to me than going to the events in it. Like sleeping in it multiple nights.
Because of being outside all the germs, putting it in your
No,
bed?
I just feel like when you sleep, your body. I don't know. I just
I know.
feel
Plus
like
you're
that's
all
when you
crumpled.
shed all the skin and
I
stuff.
know, and sweat. I sweat sometimes. It's gross.
This is a new shirt you have on today, though, right? Fresh?
This is not a new shirt, but it's a clean shirt.
A fresh shirt.
Yeah,
Good.
this,
Yeah, okay.
because this is we're doing the holiday thing. It's red and green.
Red and green day.
Red and green, right.
Spirit Week.
So anyway, I had to share that guy with you guys. Peyton, what is your issue with Instagram likes?
Well, I just want men to stop being shy. Like, if you're gonna like all of my pictures on Instagram, like the ones with my man in it too. Don't just like the ones of just me. Stop being shy. If you're gonna do it the whole way. That's how I feel.
Let me ask you something, because I saw it when you brought that up earlier. Here's what I was thinking. What if they like the pictures where they think you look good in? Has nothing to do with your man being in it. Maybe you don't look good in the pretend I'm in the picture of you and the man.
Please.
You like the picture?
Come on now. They're not liking the picture because my boyfriend's in the picture. Let's be realistic.
So you're saying there's 5 pictures of you by yourself, 5 pictures of you with your man. They like all 5 of you by yourself.
Yes.
You seriously go through and dissect who's liking each photo
That's
like
a
that?
great question, Kyle.
No, but I can see
That
it.
is a great question.
No, I don't. Look, okay, so I'm getting blown up, right? I see this name all over. It's literally, they like all the stuff for the show. Everything with just me, though. All me, no Kadeem, no Kadeem, no Kadeem, no Kadeem. There's I literally woke up to 100 of them, and I noticed. I was like, that's weird.
Oh, from one guy?
From
Yeah,
one
okay.
person. That is a weird
Well-
thing,
Oh,
too.
okay. So it's not all the guys. It's one guy in particular.
But it happens multiple times with multiple people.
Okay. Huh.
We have some fella fans.
We do,
Yeah.
which is great. We love you, fellas. But like the ones with Kadeem, too.
But no, they're
Those ones
crushing on
actually-
you, and they're probably a little peanut butter and jelly then when they see his
Yeah,
picture.
right.
And it's not like they're hating. It's just like, well, I don't want to give that love. I'm going to give the solo picture love.
Make it make sense.
A little bit of
Come
crush.
on.
They're crushing a little bit.
I'm not here. I'm not believing
Does
that.
Kadeem get jealous of things like that? Like, does that bother him?
No, not at all. I don't think he realizes. He doesn't care. He's not a really big social media person anyway.
Let me ask you something. The guy that liked all the pictures, did you click on his profile and see who he is and see anything? Mm-hmm. Yeah? So then it worked for him.
Well, yeah, because I'm like, who are you?
What he did work.
Mission accomplished.
That's what I'm saying. If you're him, it worked. Now, then it's up to him where it's up to you where you're like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. Is this Devin? If it was Devin Booker, you'd be like, oh crap, hell yeah.
I don't think
because
he would
it's
say, oh crap, hell yeah.
Okay, if it was Jaden Smith.
That's a different story.
Oh yeah. You'd be like, oh my God, Jaden Smith. So that,
And not because 26-year-old
the message that this person, the message this person was trying to send, the way he got a hold of you and got your attention worked. Now it's up to whether
Subtle.
you were going to take that shot.
Very subtle.
To go back and go, hey, Jaden Smith, I noticed you liked a lot of my pictures.
Did you
Or,
click?
Hey,
And it's not Jaden
hey,
Smith.
Carl Johnson. Obviously, Carl Johnson means nothing to you and doesn't have the swag to get you away from Kadeem. You get what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying?
No,
Kyle?
yeah, you're right. I mean, it's probably not going to work because you love Kadeem, but
Right.
it's
But,
an
like-
interesting tactic.
Yeah, I feel it. But again, just like all the pictures, get my numbers up. If you really want to do it, help me out.
So, Kyle, what's the thing that happened to you in Elf on the Shelf? Was it Elf on the Shelf? Was Elf?
Yeah. Our elf on the shelf, her name is Snowflake. She's not always super mischievous. In fact, sometimes she's super lazy. Like this weekend, she just decided not to move. What was up with that?
Oops.
She was in her cozy era.
God, she's probably just being lazy. Anyway, but sometimes she goes all out and sometimes she does fun things. Like last week, she actually decided to teepee our living room and kitchen, right? So there was toilet paper everywhere, up through the fans, all in the lights in the kitchen, and it was cute. And I think the kids got a kick out of it. But as we were cleaning up, I'm like, I remember the pandemic. Toilet paper used to be like gold. I can't just let this go to waste. So what I've done is I literally have a stack of toilet paper on our bathroom floor. And I've just been using that lately. And Scott is like, why are you using that? That's so gross. And I'm like, because that's like 2 whole rolls. They're just going to go to waste if I
That's
don't.
not gross. I've done that with...
gross because people have walked on it and it's
Dude, our house has got teepeed before, and I'll take the toilet paper off the trees or whatever, and whatever roll is left, because you know how you throw the roll?
Yeah.
Whatever roll, I've taken those into the house, and that's what we use.
All right, well,
Damn
you guys
right.
are steps away from our aunties that wash paper plates and reuse paper plates. That's where this is going. That's what's up
what
next.
Scott was
That's actually kind of crazy. But Kyle, when you were cleaning up the elf's teepee mess, did you feel bad for all of the houses that you teepeed back in the day?
No.
You're like, this is obnoxious.
I loved I always wanted our house to get TP'd because it was like back in the day, that was a sign of like, you know,
popular.
Like people are watching you and have fun, and
Yeah.
like, you know, you're a fun person who has a good sense of humor that can deal with the TP.
They're cool. Let's TP their house.
It still is. It still means the same thing.
Do people
I
still
know,
go
yeah.
TPing?
Yeah.
got
Someone
my-
TP my house.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, now you get to watch. You just watch it on the Ring camera now, and you know exactly who it is.
I know, that's true.
TPing. It was so fun.
TPing is more
I'm
dangerous
gonna
now with all
TP
the
all of
cameras.
you.
Yesterday, so I have this routine, right, where I like to sit in the sauna, and I try to do a minimum of 20 minutes, and I almost do 20 minutes in the sauna. That's it. I get out at 20 minutes. I also try to watch a TV show on the iPad while I'm in the sauna, and it's very rare where a TV show catches my attention where I miss the time, because you're in there sweating. It's 100 and 200 degrees. And you're like, I need to get, how much time do I have left? Oh God. So yesterday we were supposed to go to the Arizona Cardinals, New England Patriots football game yesterday, and I told my wife, I go, let's leave like, before 1. Our friends are there at 1, and the game started at 2:20, but there's like food, right? So I'm all about the food. Like, I'm gonna get in the sauna, and then I'll jump in the hot tub, cold plunge, shower, and we'll go. We'll leave like 12:40 or something like that. I'm in the freaking sauna watching this show, and it's 35 minutes gone by, and I had no idea what time it was. And my wife comes in the garage room, and she's like, "Aren't we leaving?" I'm like, "Whoa, what time?" And meanwhile, there are 4 minutes of this episode left, and it is some of the most compelling television I've seen. Where I went and I go, this has got to be nominated for Golden Globe, because the Golden Globes were out like last week, right? So I Google it, and sure enough, it's nominated for Best Actor and Best Series, Best Drama Series. And I told you guys about it last week. It's called The Day of the Jackal.
Oh, yeah.
It is so damn good. It's about an assassin, and it's like a true story.
That is amazing, by the way, the true story part, because I started watching it. I'm only 1 episode in, but that first episode, there's so much going on with disguises and silencers and guns that you make out of suitcases, and people sniffing out that the fact that you can't sneak in a big gun like that and leave. I mean, it's amazing.
It's so good. Kyle, it's on Peacock. That's the only problem.
I just can't get another app.
Fair enough.
Boundaries.
I know.
The thing, like, I try to, whenever I go, like, I'm watching a show on Peacock, the Jackal, I'm like, oh, Saturday Night Live dropped also. So I'll watch the new Saturday Night Live with Chris Rock. Chris Rock, opening monologue, fantastic.
Really good.
The news, funny. Gracie Abrams, love her.
She's amazing.
She's like one of my favorite new artists right now. After watching her perform, I was like, this girl is unbelievable. She's the daughter of JJ Abrams, the director. Did you guys know that?
Oh, wow.
Talk about a Nepo baby.
Hey.
But she backs it up. She's
I was
good.
going to say, what do you call a Nepo baby that's actually really talented? Are
Gracie
they
Abrams.
still, I was going to say Gracie Abrams. Like, are they still considered a Nepo baby?
Jaden
Kind of,
Smith.
maybe not. I don't know.
Doesn't matter if they're talented or not. If they get, whether they're successful or not, they're a Nepo baby. If they get it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Michael Douglas, who's one of the greatest actors of all time, won Academy Awards. He is an actor because his dad and mom were actors.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, now that's a Nepo baby. Who else? Jaden Smith. That's a Nepo baby. Yeah.
Dallas Bryce Howard.
Chill.
Super talented
Well, that's it.
director.
When you're a Nepo baby and successful,
Then you're just good.
but you're a Nepo baby.
Yeah, like
still, no
it's
matter
like
what.
you got maybe a seat at the table, but you still got to crush it, or else you're
right.
done.
What are you watching, Kyle?
I finished No Good Deed, #1 on Netflix, and
Oh, it's not number 1.
it was this morning.
No, this morning when I got on, it was something else.
Well,
Oh,
Somebody-
the Lisa Kudrow
it's top
show.
10.
No,
It's
Lisa-
top 10 on Netflix.
Lisa Kudrow is that one, right? It's
Yeah.
right.
That's
I
pretty
watched
good.
I watched 1 episode of it and I couldn't get into
Oh,
it.
I thought it was pretty good.
Is it good?
It's Luke Wilson and Lisa Kudrow and one of the stars from, oh my gosh, Dead to Me. That show with Christina Applegate.
I love
Yeah,
that
yeah.
show.
It's very Dead to Me. Like
Yes.
the way it plays out, it feels exactly like that, but it's a different storyline.
Oh, you sold me. That's all you had to say.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
would
it does
love
feel
that
like
show.
that. In fact, my wife and I, Stacey, were both talking about how it had Dead to Me vibes. Like,
Totally. I
from
mean, the way
get-go.
they shoot it, from the just the storyline, really, everything about it is very Dead to Me.
That girl's also in that show we used to watch, Bloodline. Remember? Where
Oh, yeah.
the brothers killed the brothers.
Kyle
and they
Chandler.
drowned. Yeah, that show. She was also the sister in that show.
That's right.
That's where I remember
Yeah.
her from. So
it's
is it a
pretty
good show?
Like, honestly, the first couple episodes, I was like, I don't think this show's very good.
That's
And then
where I
all of a
was.
sudden, I was done with it.
Oh, really? I watched the first episode and I was like, I don't know, man. It was like Ray Romano, and then the dentist guy, Dennis Leary, is like the evil guy that says, I want my money. You owe me $80,000
That
tomorrow.
happens to be, it's like, that guy ends up being Ray Romano's brother. his older
Oh, it
brother.
is?
So, yeah.
Well, that's
you
not
find
very
that
good.
out in the second episode. It's not really a spoiler alert on that one. But it's a slow build, but I was I was satisfied with it when I was done with it. Because literally I was just watching, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I just finished it. I just finished the whole thing.
So I got a DM that said, you need to watch this one show. And I go, what's it about? And they said, a tsunami. They go, oh my God, it's phenomenal. It's only 4 episodes. I'm like, So I look it up this morning. It's number 1 on Netflix this morning. It's called Playa something.
Oh, didn't see that. But
and I was like-
I did start watching the number 1 movie on Netflix, Carry On, with Taron
I started
Egerton
watching that.
and the guy
Jason
from Ozark.
Bateman.
Yeah. So far, that's pretty good.
Really?
I'm like maybe 20 minutes in though. So.
What's that
But it's
about?
like very suspenseful. So Taron Egerton plays a TSA agent, and Jason Bateman's the bad guy, and he's like telling him through an earpiece that like you have to let this package go through TSA or else someone dies. And like someone already is dead because Taron Egerton couldn't like.
It's Netflix
He was
good.
trying to like be saving people and stuff. So, like I said, I'm only 20 minutes in, but so far it's very suspenseful and pretty good.
Did you see it? Did you see it, Rich?
I got pretty far into it, and I was like, okay, for Netflix, I guess it's fine. I would be mad if I went to go see it at the movies, but it's one of those, since it's streaming and you got nothing else to do on the weekend, it's okay. I didn't
Is
think
this
it
the
was great.
one where Jason Bateman, like a year ago, is making all these appearances? He's got long hair and a
Yes.
beard.
Yeah.
He looks
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah, well,
This-
he doesn't
It
have a beard.
really look gross.
Oh, here he had a beard.
Oh,
there were
then
all these
no, it's something
pictures
different. He
doing
didn't have a
stuff, and he
beard.
had really long hair and a long beard. And he said he was doing it for a movie. And he
His
wouldn't-
hair is pretty long.
He wouldn't tell anybody what it was for, what movie it was for. Well, speaking of these things, Peyton, are you watching anything?
Yeah, well, I watched a couple movies this weekend. I watched It Ends With Us because it's now on Netflix. I think it's like in the top 10. The one with Blake Lively that got all the bad press
Right.
because her and the guy from Jane the Virgin didn't get along. It was good. It was cute. It was fine. I'm glad I didn't go see it in the movies. But I watched The Notebook yesterday.
Oh,
And
Did you cry?
where has that
You had
movie
to
been
cry.
my entire
Did
life?
you cry
I
so hard?
cried
first time
like-
you've ever seen it?
First time I've ever seen The Notebook.
Peyton.
I cried like a baby. Rachel McAdams is the GOAT. She's so good. Like, how do you drop The Notebook and Mean Girls in the same year? And I totally understand why they had Ryan Gosling as Ken. I'm like, it makes sense. It all makes sense.
I had such a problem with that movie.
Why?
And I've said this to the
I
actors we had
know,
on the show.
you did.
The guy, the old man at the end that dies, does not look like Ryan Gosling. Looks like the other guy.
It does look like an
So
older version
it
of
was
the
like
other guy.
horrible. They were screwing with the audience, making you think it was the other
Did it
guy.
on purpose.
I know, but that's terrible. Because there's
Yeah,
no way
I
in
see
hell
that.
Ryan Gosling's going to grow into James Garner. That's what the old guy was.
I guess I get that, but the other guy, when I was watching him, I was like, "Where do I know him? Where do I know him?" And he's the guy on Hairspray, and I was like, "That's where you came from."
The
other
other
guy.
love interest?
Yes,
He's in James Marsden. He's in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I
he's in
just
so
know
many
him from
things.
Hairspray.
Okay. That's so fun. I'm so glad you discovered it, though. It's such a good movie.
I cried like a baby. It was so
Yeah.
good. Where has it been my whole life?
And then
Yeah.
that lady in real life just died.
I know.
Oh, she did? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's sad.
And her son directed that movie.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Oh my gosh! Like when she lost her mind. Oh,
I can't believe you've never seen The Notebook.
never
So sad.
saw The Notebook.
my
I mean, I've seen
gosh.
clips of it, so I know the premise. But
Where, was it on
never saw the
Netflix?
movie. Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's in the top 10. I
Oh,
think.
it must have just dropped.
Well, no, I think it's leaving soon. That's why it's in the
Oh,
top
is
10.
that what they do?
Oh, you better watch it quick.
Is there a Leaving Soon part? You can see what they're getting rid
They
of.
It just
put it
says
online.
it at the bottom, like leaving soon.
Oh, well, anyway. So all these things we're talking about are pop culture moments. And I guess BuzzFeed put out a list of these pop culture moments that are 10 years old already. 10 years old. And I was like, no way is that 10 years old. But let me go over with you guys. The white and gold, black and blue, the dress that broke the internet.
That's
oh my
10
gosh,
years
that
old?
was
Yeah.
crazy.
To me, that feels longer ago. Like,
It
it feels
does.
more than 10 years.
10 years ago, Tom Holland was cast as Spider-Man.
10
ago.
years ago?
Wow.
Meanwhile, he's got another Spider-Man movie coming out, so he hasn't aged a bit because I think Spider-Man's 17. Big celebrity weddings 10 years ago. Jennifer Aniston and Justin Theroux. Sofia Vergara and Joe Manganiello.
Nope.
Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. Meanwhile, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner announced their divorce 10 years ago. 10 years ago, the mannequin challenge was big.
Oh my gosh.
What a time.
That's we had Ed Sheeran in here. We did
Yeah.
the mannequin challenge with Ed Sheeran, didn't
Yep.
we? Taylor Swift's 1989 tour was the highest grossing tour of the year 10 years ago. Zayn announced he was leaving One Direction.
Wow.
That was big time when that happened.
It was.
Okay, this to me, what I'm about to tell you now, does not seem like it was 10 years ago. Left Shark upstaged Katy Perry doing her Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Uptown Funk by Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars was the biggest song of the year.
That's 10 years old?
The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2 came out, ending the original Hunger Games saga.
That is crazy to think about. That does not feel that long ago.
This is the number one thing they say that people can't believe was 10 years ago. Number one thing. Blows me away. And I'm not on the fence with that. Like all the other things we talked about, I'm like, whoa, that was 10 years ago. This, I would be like, yeah, it was 10 years ago. Star Wars returned with The Force Awakens. Remember
Yeah,
that
that seems more recent, too. Weren't we there? We went to watch it.
We went to watch it, but I'm just kind of like, yeah. Is that the one you went to go see and you know nothing about Star Wars, Kyle?
Yeah, I think so. Is that the one with the girl?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
yeah, she's in the rest of them, too, but
Obviously,
she's in that
She's in the rest of them.
one. Like, after
No,
that.
I thought she was new.
She was.
That, I didn't see the one.
She's right. That was the one where you got to meet who Rey was.
Yeah.
And that's when Luke was living on the island.
Right.
Yeah, that was the one. And I think I had to explain all that to you back then, too.